It just hit another level as we get multiple reports from multiple insiders that the Vancouver Canucks are actively looking at not one but two Buffalo Sabres young stars that could change everything for this franchise moving forward. But not just that, we also get a report coming from the top insider of the Minnesota Wild revealing the Canucks have made an offer on Marco Rossi. We're going to break down all this, the trade reports, the rumors circulating, all these players, including JJ Peterka, later on this episode. Before we get into that, if you're part of the 64% watching this and you enjoy daily Canucks content, make sure you're going to hit that subscribe button. It's completely free. It helps us out a ton. And in return, we'll give you updates from all around the team. But with that, let's just hop straight into the first topic here. Where would you get a report coming from Michael Russo of The Athletic and the top insider for the Minnesota Wild? He says Bill Guerin would likely trade a player in a first-round pick, flip the first-rounder elsewhere. He doesn't want to just get a first-rounder. Now, this ties into the fact that the Canucks reportedly made an offer with the 15th pick and a player that would likely made Rossi a Vancouver Canuck. Now, looking at Marco Rossi, I'm not going to touch on him for too long because we've done multiple videos on it. But the big thing, Marco Rossi is in the contract dispute, which we'll touch on in a second. With the Minnesota Wild, they're actively looking to trade him. We've seen the reports that the Canucks are interested, but now getting the reports that they offered what was likely the 15th overall pick and a player. They didn't specify the player. They said it was either a center or winger. In my opinion, it was probably Filip Hronek as they're looking at trying to navigate what to do with this roster. We know that Minnesota Wild did shut down this offer. Now, a player that had a career year, 24 goals, 60 points. Marco Rossi would be a good part of this team, and I know a lot of people disagree. A small frame is something to be worried about. The lack of production and experience in the playoffs, still a young center. There is ups and downs on Marco Rossi. We know right now a free agent or an RFA going into July 1st, the Wild reportedly offered Rossi a 5-year deal, which he rejected. We'd seen the short-term deal that they offered, and that was rejected. He's been looking for a long-term deal in the Matt Boldy range, which is at $7 million. So if the Vancouver Canucks do go out to get Marco Rossi, if this is a trade that is around Filip Hronek, Patrik Allvin looks at this guy and says, hey, I want him. He is the center we want. They're looking at an extension around a 7x7 for a center that, yes, did have a career year. We've seen it with the 60 points, but there is still question marks floating around Marco Rossi. But what is your guys' thoughts on this? I won't touch on it too long. Would you like Marco Rossi? I know a lot of people say no, but I do think there is some value on Marco Rossi. They're going to have to get creative. The center market is getting very low. We see Matt Duchene, who the Canucks were reportedly after, just signed with Dallas. Again, go down and leave a comment on Marco Rossi down below. But with that, we'll hop straight into the second topic today, which is the big one today, where we do see Kevin Adams, I believe it's Kevin Adams, is believed to engage in talks with several teams about a several number of players, with the links of pending restricted free agent winger JJ Peterka and defenseman Bowen Byram at the front runner of discussions. The Vancouver Canucks are believed to have interest in both players. Now, this is from David Pagnotta of the Fourth Period. This article and the Russo article will be listed down below. Go read it. They're awesome reads. But with the Canucks actively looking at not only Bowen Byram, who we did a video on, but JJ Peterka, is very interesting. We know this team, they have a logjam. Let's not talk on defense right away. Peterka is a very interesting name that I think would be an incredible player on this Vancouver Canucks team. Looking at Peterka, 27 goals, 41 assists for 68 points last year. The points might not look the best. I mean, 68 points at the age of 23 as a winger is very good, but when looking at this Buffalo Sabres team that might not be the most gifted offensively, Peterka does have a lot of room to grow, and in my opinion would be the perfect replacement for Brock Boeser if he does walk into free agency and leaves the Canucks for maybe even the Minnesota Wild. Right now we know Peterka is an RFA. There is some looming around him where you would have to trade for him and sign him. We're going to touch on the fact that you could offer sheet him as well. But looking at Peterka right now from Scotia Stats, shout out to them as well. Check them out on social media. They have him projected a $7.3 million deal on a 6-year deal. You can see some contract comparables on the right side as well. Brandon Hagel, Tippett, Byfield, Jarvis, Troy Terry. All these names aged very well onto their contract. with the cap going up, this would be an ideal trade if the Canucks can land the young 23-year-old that did score 20 goals not only this season, but last season as well. Almost 30 in back-to-back years. Peterka adds a lot of value to this Canucks team. And yes, as I said, you do have the option to go out and offer sheet him, but you also have the option to package together a deal for not only him, but Bowen, Byram as well. As we've seen from the reports, they're getting multiple calls on Peterka, on Byram. This is where the Canucks could swoop in and fill in 2 holes on the lineup. And I shouldn't say holes on defense. We know how good this Canucks defense is, or in my opinion, how good they are. Looking at Bowen Byram from BC, that's a big thing. We've seen the reports that he wants to be in Vancouver. The big thing with Bowen Byram, 82 games played, 38 points. He played top 4 minutes for the Colorado Avalanche in 21-22. When they did win the Stanley Cup, I think Bowen Byram adds a lot of value to this Canucks team. Someone that can step in, immediately play on the right side, which would be his offense, but still add offense. Tyler Myers could slide down the lineup. Maybe a guy like Victor Mancini becomes the 7th defenseman or continues to play with Abbotsford, where he's playing incredible. Byram and Peterka coming in would be awesome. The contracts, of course, you would have to pay a lot for. We've seen the contract of $7 million that is reportedly what Peterka is going to get. Bowen Byram comes in on a 4-year deal, $6.6 million. You can see the comparables. Pionk, Liddell, Dahlin, Nurse, Sean Durzi. These guys also have very good contracts, minus Nurse. His new contract stinks. But the big thing with the Canucks, they can go out and fill 2 holes on this team. They can get a defenseman, as I said, to play in this top 4. They can go out and fill Brock Boeser's void, but you still have that center position that the Canucks need to fill. Yes, you can go out and offer sheet one of these guys. The big thing is, with the Canucks, they can only offer sheet between the $2 and $4.6 million range. They lack the picks to get a $4 to $7 million, which would be a 1st and 3rd round pick. They can go higher, but they would have to reacquire their 3rd round pick. Right now, they do own the San Jose Sharks 3rd round pick, which is higher value than their own. So they could move this in a package to get their 3rd back during draft, which will be next Friday. The big thing with the Canucks, they have multiple options. You can move on from guys. You can move someone like Filip Hronek out. You can move some prospects out. But the big thing with the Canucks prospect pool, currently right now, McKeen's Hockey have them ranked at number 18 in the NHL when it comes to prospect pool. Jonathan Lekkerimäki, Tom Willander, DPD, Aatu Ratu, Artur Shilovs are the guys headlining this. But if you continue to take value away from this, if you're removing prospects from this list, you get to the point where the Canucks do not have prospects. They might not look like a playoff team, and you're stuck in this weird window of trying to get into the playoffs, but still not having young talent come up. But what's your guys' thoughts on this? What is your thoughts on the Canucks, believed to be a team interested in both Peterka and Bowen Byram? What is your thoughts on the reports coming from Michael Russo that the Canucks already offered pick 15 for Marco Rossi? Go down and leave a comment on all this below. If you're watching the Abbotsford, go leave a comment on the score of this game, because it's going to go up in the middle of that. Let me know who wins. Let me know your favorite moment from that. Let me know anything we spoke on this video down below. I love reading through the comments, but that'd be it for this episode. I've been your host, Mark. Bye. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and take care.